This week in Jamaica Now, Health Ministry considering to release the full results of a damning health sector audit following public pressure. No support for MoBay Chamber of Commerce after threatening to boycott Chinese businesses. We'll tell you why. Police High Command vows to rid the force of criminal cops. And Jamaica on election watch. How to get your name on the voters list. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
We're back! And when I say we're back, it means you, me, and my fabulous co-host makes three.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Davina, and you might remember me from last year's Road to Carnival, but this season I'm joining Tricks for Lifestyle Today.
I'm Damian Mitchell in this week for Carleen Brown, and this is Jamaica Now. Amid mounting public pressure, the Health Ministry says it's considering releasing the full report of a damning audit of Jamaica's major hospitals and health centers. On Wednesday, the Health Ministry released only a summary of the findings, highlighting 8 major issues. They include inadequate systems and infrastructure for the prevention and control of infections, insufficient hygiene practices, and inadequate supplies of items such as gowns and aprons. Stakeholders in the public health system have demanded the release of the full audit. And the Permanent Secretary in the Health Ministry, Dr. Kevin Harvey, says the ministry officials and health groups will meet to review the decision.
I've been reading them again this morning, I'll tell you. There's nothing really in the audits. We're not hiding anything. I've said to the professional associations that who have also said that they don't believe the name of the facilities should be put in the public space. And I've said to them, let's come and look at the audits again, read them through, and we make a decision.
In the meantime, the president of the Medical Association of Jamaica, Dr. Shane Alexis, says the audit highlights the very issues about which doctors have been complaining for years.
While I can appreciate there might be reservations in appearing to shine a light on some institutions that may be weaker than others and are causing fear within the population, we are aware of many of these weaknesses. What we really need are solutions. And I know as we approach an election period, based on reports in the press, it could become more of a political football than really we need in Jamaica at this time. What we need is both the opposition and the government side to formulate policies that will be sustainable. This isn't necessarily doing that. It's really deflecting onto other issues, and we need to stay focused.
Meanwhile, the Nurses Association of Jamaica has urged the government to intensify its program aimed at reducing the burden being placed on hospitals because many Jamaicans do not want to visit health centers for cases not considered serious. On the political scene this week, the Northeast St. Catherine MP Gregory Mayer resigned as the constituency chairman, despite attempts by members of the Jamaica Labour Party hierarchy to convince him to stay. Mr. Mayer also says he will not be seeking re-election as MP. According to the JLP MP, his involvement in politics has taken its toll on his family and his business, and it's now time for him to step aside. Meanwhile, in South Manchester, 5-time MP Michael Peart has officially passed on the baton to high school principal Michael Stewart. Mr. Stewart has already expressed confidence that he will win the South Manchester seat for the PNP when the election is called. And the Electoral Office of Jamaica, the EOJ, is reminding Jamaicans that they have until the end of September to register for their names to appear on the voters list to be published in November. The EOJ says electors who are registered after the September 30 deadline will have to wait until May 31, 2016 to be added to the voters list. Here's how to get your name on the voters list. Visit the office of the EOJ in your constituency. At the office, you must submit information on where you live and have your photo and fingerprints taken. After you've completed the application form, EOJ representatives and scrutinizers will visit your home to verify your address. Once your address has been verified, the processing of your application will begin. After all the information and fingerprints have been verified, your name will be added to the voters list. The Education Ministry says public schools are ready for the new school year, which starts on Monday, although about 300 of them need help to deal with the water crisis. According to the Education Minister, Ronald Thwaites, his ministry has allocated $5 million to buy water tanks for more than 200 schools. And he says the ministry is working with the Water Ministry and the National Water Commission to ensure that the most vulnerable schools get help.
We are appealing to parents to send their children to school with a bottle of drinking water. And we further appeal to community members not to use the school's stored water, as if you do this, it will disrupt the operation of the institution. And we appeal through all present today. Again, I mentioned my colleagues in the Teachers Association. Could we get a message out to our principals and to our teachers and board chairmen? Don't wait until the water runs out before you tell us. Please get in touch with your regional office. You know their numbers.
Mr. Thwaites also says more than $2 billion is to be used to fund the textbook distribution and nutrition programs in schools. The Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce has met objections to its threats to boycott Chinese businesses in St. James. During a Gleaner Editors Forum this week, Chamber President Gloria Henry issued the warning, arguing that the Chinese are unwilling to contribute to the social development of St. James. Ms. Henry said unless the Asians change their attitudes, they should be censored through the boycotting of their businesses. But the president of the private sector organization of Jamaica, William Mahfood, says the Chamber's proposal is excessive. According to Mr. Mahfood, the Chinese business community has contributed significantly to Jamaica's development.
I think it's been extremely generalized in terms of the way that it was reported. And there's so many Jamaican Chinese who have made such a great contribution to our country's development, whether it be in politics, in legislation, in civil society or business, that I could name them for days. The reality is that I think it's whatever is the issue with Montego Bay and the Chamber of Commerce down there, I think that they need to deal with it at a local level, and I don't believe it's a national issue.
The Police High Command says more stringent supervision mechanisms are coming to manage the screening of police recruits. The development follows recent incidents of criminal activities involving serving members of the force. According to the Police High Command, the incidents are of grave concern and it is strengthening the force's capacity to monitor serving members. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, Miss Universe Jamaica 2015, Charlene Radlin, living a dream she thought had crashed.
First, Charlene, congratulations on being Miss Universe Jamaica 2015.
Thank you. When they called my name, I just couldn't believe it.
Universe Jamaica 2015 is Charlene.
I was just like, wait, did they really say my name? And I just started to scream and then I cry and it overwhelmed amount of emotions. It was great though.
Let's talk about what you went through to get here. You know, everybody I'm sure saw the picture on social media. So just tell us the story.
All right. Well, when I was 17 years old, I was with my two friends and we were early to a movie and we decided to go and catch, later movie, later on. And so during that time we thought, oh, let's go to a cosmetic store actually across the street. So, but in order to get there, it's about 8 lanes to get to that there. So we were reckless. We didn't think of any repercussions of, crossing the street. And last thing I remember was just looking at the light and seeing that it was red, and that was it. And I woke up in an ambulance, and what my family said was 20 minutes later. I definitely want to get more into the charity work and, help with Jamaica as far as the fatalities and car accidents here, because it's gone up 20% from last year. And it's been the highest number that it's ever been. And I really want to focus in and educate people and get that number back down. So that's the next thing I'll be working on as far as, helping in my community and just kind of zoning in on that.